So we're going into move your energy. We've got a block and a strap, and we're going to start in any seated position. So if you need to elevate the hips, and when I see the animals, I almost taught class at home tonight. I'm trying to figure out how to do that, like create space there. And I thought you all would get to meet my cat Ruby, because I know that's the thing. Like we get to see when people are teaching yoga how the animals love that. Okay. Or when you're taking yoga. All right. So any starting position. And closing your eyes. Any hand position intuitively, and let's just take some long, deep breaths. Really get connected to you. And just, notice right now, just getting physically still, and just allow your breath to be what is moving. Like you notice the movement in the breath. So just keeping this long, smooth breaths happening. And so tonight I want us to think a little bit, about the concept of abundance and gratitude. And that the real miracle of life is not to walk on water or thin air, but to walk on this earth. That's Thich Nhat Hanh. And in yoga, particularly when the Hindus practice yoga, remember yoga not being a religion, but in the Hindu religion, there are gods and goddesses, and sometimes in the practice of yoga, they bring in the goddesses, and there's a goddess named Lakshmi. And Lakshmi is the one that represents this gratitude and abundance. So just really, again, taking some really long, deep breaths. So in Sanskrit, Lakshmi means richness and good fortune. She not only symbolizes material wealth, but also a plenitude of the mind, heart, and body. In the myth of her creation, it is said that she arose from the sea as one of the treasures, while the gods were searching for the essence of eternal life, or Amrita. Depicted as sitting on a lotus flower with coins showering from her hands, she embodies the qualities of fullness, of being replete. From this abundance comes generosity, a reminder that there is enough for all of us. One more deep breath in. Long exhale out. Okay, then we're going to come all the way up to standing. We're going to come into a wide stance, prepare for a goddess pose, warm up how appropriate. All right, so we're going to just come into that goddess position, pressing the hands together in this particular way, and then just kind of little pulses, drawing the knees a little bit open, closing the eyes. Long, smooth breaths, a little bit heavy in the tailbone. So really breathing here. Just create just this little bit of heat. And then we're going to rock side to side. So you're going to let the toes kind of pop up. So you can take a look at me, and then you can close your eyes, unless that's a balance issue. So you're just rocking heel to heel. Toes are coming up for 5, 4, 2, and 1. Deep breath, inhale. Sink deeper, exhale. Inhale, stand up, star shape, big breath. Hands to heart, big exhale. Good, come to the top of your mat, feet are hip width apart. Take a big inhale, open up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, inhale, reach up, big breath. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, come up, drag the hands across your legs, your whole body. Forward fold. Again, as you come up, bend the knees, drag your hands on your body. Big breath in and forward fold. Good, stepping back to a plank pose, and really feel free to be on your knees, so you can start here. Otherwise, straight legs, long deep breaths. Separate the teeth. Little tiny little pulses, only doing this a short time for 4, 3, 2, downward dog, big breath. Exhale out. Sitting bones rise, energy in the fingertips. Good, coming to tabletop. Good. Okay, we're going to extend the left leg back. Big inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, pull in. So inhale, exhale. So we're going to go a little bit faster to create a little bit of heat. So exhale. So you're just like pressing, you're like pulling in. Exaggerate the exhale. Just 2 more. Stretch it out, big breath. Inhale, reach up, lift up, deep, deep breath. Push away, lift up. Breathing, you're still holding. Get a little bit longer, lift. Breathe, both hands are really energetic into the earth. And release. Right leg out, breathe in, lift up, inhale, and then exhale. Really want you to feel that core energy. So pull that core in. So you're lighting up that deep inner fire, the tapas. You're going to build that inner fire. That's that transmutation of energy. Couple more. 2, 1. Stretch it out. Lift up. Deep breaths. Smooth breaths. Push away. Lift up. Lengthen your spine. So much energy right now. Breathe. Push away. Push away. Lift the back leg. 1 more lift. Release. Downward facing dog. Big exhale. Sigh it out. Deep breath. Feet to hands, forward fold. Relax the spine. Shake the head. Drag the hands on the body. Big breath in. Reach up tall. Hands to heart. Open up wide stance, goddess pose. Good, little pulses, nice deep breaths. This time open your arms out. So here, knees open. Nice big breaths, close the eyes. So if this is bothering you, if you closing your eyes is, disturbing your balance, it's okay to open. Let the palms turn up a little bit. Nice big breaths. From here, pause, and then slide that left hand inside the left leg. And open up, press like you're opening a book, drop the hips, gaze up, and then inhale center, And then all the way over to the other side. Hold for a breath or so here. Opening. Good. Inhale, center. Hold here. And then come up, star shape. Hands to heart. Top of your mat. Feet are hip width apart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to plank pose. You choose. Full plank or knees, okay? You're gonna rock a little side to side if you're on your full plank. And you're either gonna go to full side plank or modified, right? Modified side plank. Bottom knee is down, you see? Feel free to do that. Let yourself build up. Nice big breath here. Big smile. Gratitude and abundance. What does that energy feel like in your body? Other side. Deep breath. And so gratitude, we do a lot. But what about the sensation of abundance? That there's plenty for everyone. Lift up. Breathing. Full plank. So everybody join here if you can. Keep holding. Strong through the legs. Let yourself feel your strength. Imagine if you're just trusting the abundance in the world and just attracting that energy. And you do that through also feeling generous. One more breath. Downward dog. Big exhale out. Close your eyes. Breathe here. One more breath. Feet to hands, top of the mat, forward fold. Bend the knees, roll yourself up. Big breath. Reach up. Hands to heart. Hands to hips. This is part of the deep flow sequence. Micro bend the knees. Pull the left knee in. So really strong. Pull in. Hold here. And then with that confidence and that stability, come back to that high crescent lunge. Open the arms wide like we did with goddess. Opening here. Take a little pulsing. Feel free to maybe even take Gaya Mudra with your hands. Just that wisdom mudra. Little pulsing here. Breathe. Kind of preparing for that deeper stretch we're going to do later. 3, 2, hold. Breathing, breathing. And step forward, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms. Hands to heart. Hands to hips. Right knee up and pause. Okay. Lunge back. Nice big breath. Open out, so wide open heart. Just receiving that abundance. Little pulses. Offering and receiving. Breathing. Little pulses. Shoulders are down, palms are turned up. Feel some energy around your shoulder blades. Pulsing, warming. 4, 3, and stillness. Breathe here. Step forward, big circle. Exhale, hands to heart. Ha. Inhale, sweep up, arch back. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to tabletop position. Cat-cows. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do a little bit faster. Emphasizing the exhale. Good, couple more. Good, come to stillness. Okay, left leg goes straight back. We're like we've done this last week, I believe. So draw back in, big circle with that leg. Just big circles. Any breath pattern that feels natural. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Side 2, so draw that right knee in, big circle out. You're breathing. See if you can make a nice, big, really, in that hip socket, really opening up. 2 more. And release. Sit back, wide knee, child's pose. Big exhale out. And just feel you have a lot of movement through the hips, the energy in the hips. Really settle back. Breathing here. How easy is it to feel we are cut off from all that life offers us and that we're lacking in some way? Lakshmi's teachings ask us to look beyond the surface of our material lives so we can tap into the feelings of fullness that emanates from within. This wellspring of generosity, abundance, and wealth arises naturally by acknowledging our existing blessings. Come into downward facing dog. Smooth out the breath. Feet to hands, forward fold. And we're going to lunge the left leg back into that runner's lunge. Stretch it really nice and long back there. Nice deep breaths. And then we're going to come into airplane wing arms. Bring the palms face down. You're not going to let you're on top of that thigh without completely resting on that thigh. Okay? Nice deep breaths. Root down through that right heel. Feel your strength. Go up against that little challenge. When you want to quit, but you know you can just have a little bit more, you can stay with it. Bring your hands to heart. Stay here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Left foot forward. Forward fold. Right leg back. Runner's lunge. Root down through the left heel. Airplane wings. So really draw the energy between the shoulder blades. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Soft, steady gaze. Feel yourself getting stronger. Breathe, drop a little bit lower. Get that challenge. Hands to heart, stay here. Step forward, forward fold. Big exhale. Good, bend the knees, come on up. Really breathe in. Hands to heart. Open up, wide stance. Right, left toes out, right toes in. Let's take a nice deep lunge. Let's start that way. So really, Warrior Two is a very strong pose. Really hip opener and strengthener, like through the legs, strengthening, hip opening. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Ground the outside of that back foot. Really sink down. So really stay in this if you can. Feel your navel zip up. Go to that challenge edge. You know you have to bump up against that place that feels like you can't do it anymore. That's how you start to let the body mind know it can be stronger, it can handle that. You just go up against that edge. One more breath. Okay, straighten that leg. Both legs are straight. And reverse the warrior. Well, we're going to straighten sky archer. So legs are both straight. Big breath. Getting a nice big stretch. Good. Arms are down. Pivot the feet. Okay, other direction for Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana. Stretch out. So these are great foundational poses. I'm out. Navel point in. So you really want to develop these foundational poses. And when I say develop, it usually takes years to get really steady. In yoga, it's the sense of what we call sthira and sukha. So there's stability and there's ease. Before you go to more advanced pose or the next step in the pose. Okay? Down kind of low. Breathing. Nice deep breaths. Go down just a nice edge where you're feeling, ooh, like just a little too much, just the right amount. Like just that in between, right before it's too much. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Outside of the back foot. One more breath. Okay, straighten the legs. Maybe shorten a little. Reverse this. Really stretch. Deep breaths. Good. Arms come down. Pivot your feet, toes, same direction. Feet are hip width apart. Okay, come down in like a skier's pose, but your feet or your hands are together. Feet are apart. Okay, weight is in the heels. Nice deep breaths. Good. Stand up, sweep the arms, inhale, sit back down, exhale. A little bit fast. Inhale. So we're actually exaggerating the inhale now. Big inhale. Sweet, nice big arms. A little faster. Feel free to exhale through the mouth. Sweep in your energy. So this is like an auric field cleanser. You're kind of kicking out that sticky stuff. A few more. Three, two, and one. Hands to heart. Nice deep breaths. Closing your eyes. So just let your breath regulate. Feel your heart beating. Good. Another deep breath in. And exhale out. Let's come down to the floor. And you grab your block. Place that out in front. And we're going to take our feet so that like we're doing butterfly pose with the feet on the block. And then you just hold around where you can access. So we're trying it this way. Nice deep breaths here. You can close your eyes and breathe. If this causes any, like always in any pose, you really don't want to feel strong sensations at joint areas, right? So you really don't want anything feeling really super strong at a joint. Ankles, knees, right deep in the hip socket, like your hips are really layered and thick. There's a lot of muscle, a lot of tissue. You're gonna feel intensity there. But if you feel things that feel pointed, like really small and close to a joint, then you wanna kind of ease back. Just in any pose. Like these general strong sensations that you can breathe in, yes. Just pausing here, really allowing our bodies to open. So this idea of abundance is such an amazing. It's a concept that intellectually, I think many of the people I know, I would say, believe in that, because abundance is energy. So it's like there's enough for everyone, right? So we don't have to hold, we don't have to grasp, and we don't have to get real tight. We just trust that as we stay aligned with the path of least resistance, the path of most allowance, that we start to find our way to receiving abundance. And it's interesting to think about how sometimes we end up living in because we are aware of so much in the world, especially today, and we are aware of the fact that some people don't have, and like people have less than us and more than us. There's always going to be people that have less, people that have more. And so when we focus on not worrying, sensing into too much of what people don't have, like, then sometimes our energy pulls down, and then we're with them with this energy, which means we're not really helpful to them. Does that make sense? So what we want to do is rise and allow the energy, allow abundance, so that we not only receive that and vibrate that energy into the world, because then we model that this is happening, and then we have the ability to help. But sometimes we squelch ourselves. We kind of draw ourselves down energetically because we feel so much of the discomfort or the stress that people are under. So let's just take a few breaths here. Allowing ourselves to be happy, allowing ourselves to be joyful and abundant, so that we actually have more to offer, more to model. One more breath here. All right, slowly come up and come onto your back. We're going to take the block. We're going to place it between our thighs. We're going to glue the thighs together, flex the ankles, lift the tailbone, take a nice big inhale, squeeze the block.
And then exhale, take the legs over to the left. So keep the block in between your thighs, really holding it pretty firmly. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. See if you can get really close to the floor. Once you know what we're doing, you close your eyes. So just seeing if you can kind of control the movement, kind of find your little sticky spots. So as we model humanness of all of our feelings and emotions and riding the wave of that rainbow of feelings, but then we show ourselves and model that authenticity and then we show how we are resilient from these experiences, okay, so that we can be helpful to ourselves and others. Trusting the flow of energy. So you're just feeling your strength side to side, just really feeling that. Feel free to straighten the legs just a little bit more if you want more challenge, just a little bit more. Just a few more here. And one more on the right side. Okay, great. Let's take the block out. Gonna hug the knees in, and let's roll all the way up. You're gonna come on through tabletop. And then from here, downward dog. Big exhale back. Let's shake the head out. Deepen the breath. Coming to your plank pose. Holding here, or rock, roll on over to side plank again, or modify that plank. Lift the hips, deep breath. Breathing here, maybe some little lifts. If you're in that full plank, just a little bit of a push away from the earth. 3, 2, and then over to the other side. Just being kind to yourself, knowing that the more you practice, that everything comes, okay? Just about practice. Lift. Are you breathing? Do you feel the abundance of energy? 3, 2, coming back to plank. Full deep breath here. You're gonna rock forward and back if you're in full plank. Otherwise, you're in kneeling plank, holding nice and strong. Breathe, breathe, breathe. 4, 3, 2, downward facing dog. Big exhale out. Deep, deep breath. Okay, feet to hands, forward fold. Nice big forward fold. Really let go. And then we're going to lunge that left leg back again. So you're lunging back. And this time we're going to come up into a heart warrior. So you're going to press all the way up, come off away from the earth, hands to heart. Breathing here. So we work a lot on these poses. Kind of see if we can build this strong foundation. Breathe, breathe, breathe.
Lift, reach. Nice deep breaths here. So you modify as you need, right? Are you listening to your body? Also, are you trusting your strength? Feel the heat rising. Breathe. Hold here, another breath. You can just a little bit more. So we're going to come to standing, left knee in front. So hands to hips. Hold here. Stay with the knee bent. Straighten the leg, holding, breathing. For 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Beautiful. Huh? You like that? Inhale. Hands to heart. Big inhale again. And forward fold. Great. Right leg back. Really root your energy down and prepare for coming up. Heart warrior. So you press up. Hands to heart. Breathing. Pressing some energy in your hands. Feeling a lot of core. So navel point in. Nice deep breaths. Keep lifting. Keep extending your spine. Modify as needed, but know your strength. Know you're getting stronger. Are you breathing deeper? One more here. Standing, right knee in front, hands to hips. Pretty tricky. Staying with that knee bent or straightening. For 3, 2, 1 more breath. And release. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Fold in, stay here for a couple of breaths. Shake it out. And let's come down to your knees. All right, so we're gonna do this little bit of an alternative. You're gonna have, your quads are heated up. You know, so for my Monday night girls, this stretch should feel a little more accessible, but I still don't want you to force anything. So we're gonna start. So here's your options. This is a low lunge. You can start here, first here, right? You can do this. Or you can go here. Okay? Please listen to your body. You know, this, especially if you're kind of lifting the rib cage, especially if we were to lift our arms a little bit in this one, you're really accessing the deep psoas, which is really important muscle to not only lengthen, because it creates a lot of issues when it's tight. So leaning back sort of accesses that, and reaching up can really feel even a little bit more of that. But where are you in your body? What do you need? We're not going to stay really long. Just use long, smooth breaths. Come out of it anytime. Good, another full breath. So push away with that front leg. Come on back. Come to just neutral here, hands to your hips, like a little bit of a modified camel. So kind of roll the chest open, hips forward, make sure you're pressing the hips forward. Breathing here. So some of you who really love camel, I mean, if your body feels okay, but let's just kind of take it easy here. All right, coming to neutral. And then before we go to the other side, come to tabletop. Couple of cat-cows. Nice and slow on these. One more. Okay, neutral spine. Come back up, move your block, make your choice. Remember, life is full of choices. You're always, you're working on what's the best next choice, okay? So then let's see, I'm gonna play with that distance. How much is too far? Okay, there we go. All right, kind of the back knee, if you're on a hard floor, sometimes it's nice to pad that. Okay, so are you just right? Sometimes it's helpful in these where we're kind of doing a little kind of a deep, you can kind of feel a little bit of a low back, kind of depth. You want to let the navel pull in and up because that kind of brings the tailbone down without forcing it. Create support. Maybe the arms can come up for a little bit. Your breath is really, really calming. Really smooth breaths. You always have a choice. Even when you think you don't have a choice, you always have a choice. Good, just another 2 breaths. Push away, strong in the front leg. Okay, come on out of that. Let's go right down to tabletop. Okay, slow cat-cow. So not your biggest movement. Good. One more. And neutral spine. You can come to Sukhasana or onto the shins. I like the shin position. Feels good to me. Let's get your belt. So I'm going to go back to this shoulder stretch for just a couple of rounds. We're going to hold wider than shoulders. Nice wide grip. Maybe not too wide. Just take the arms up. Take a big breath here. We're just going to hold this one just like this. Eyes are closed. Chin is level to the floor. Feel free to move in this, like if you want to, turn or twist. It's really opening the heart chakra, just really opening up. Good, just 2 more breaths. Just the right amount. Okay, there's a long breath. Come on down, release the belt. If you're not all the way seated, go ahead and do that. We're gonna cross one leg over, it doesn't matter. So just making sure you're twisting to that top knee. You're gonna hug that top knee in, twist. Close the eyes and breathe here. So just sense into what you're really noticing, like what is, what's come up with, the organicity of what has been spoken tonight and what you have felt. Just notice how things are synergizing for you. So we're not staying a long time here. Unlike the yin practice, we really hold. But we're just doing a couple more. So kind of twist a little bit deeper here. So really twisting and going a little further. You might even place the top hand behind you, arm. One more breath. Really twist. Good, and release. All right, other side. Let's take it over. Hug it in first. So start here with this nice big hug in. Squeeze in. You're in a little bit of a twist. You definitely have some twist. Find a long breath that goes all up and down the spine. It's just long, smooth breath. Sometimes all it takes, to really maybe shift your energy or release something or become aware of something that's important. It really, really doesn't take very long when you go to have this happen. When you go into a little bit of a practice, even if you did just a few movements of yoga, and really honed in on your breath. What is it that is your medicine tonight? Like what kind of medicine are you getting tonight? Keep twisting a little deeper for me. Just really taking in, noticing what the medicine is. Twisting. Nice big twist. One more breath. Nice twist here. All right, and release. Okay, release the legs, bend the knees, and roll yourself onto your back. And get your block though first. Make sure you do have your block actually. Oh, wait a minute. I do want you to actually, it might be easier to start seated. This is a new one. I apologize for that. Here, take your block first under your feet. And then see if you can roll back with some control. Just have to sit back up there. So your feet are on the block. This is a kind of a supported Supta Baddha Konasana. Take your hands and place them on your core instead of open right now. So just kind of close those in because your legs, you're really open in your lower body. So I just want you to feel a sense of security and safety and, just this trusting your gut feeling. Really, because as we open ourselves up, as we open up to change, or we open up to relationship, or we open up to something inside ourselves, sometimes can feel vulnerable and a little bit risky, like a little bit of nervous. So hold yourself here as you open up. Really trusting, not only that, life is unfolding and is supporting you. Like, what if you trusted that everything is happening the way it needs to happen, and that there's an abundance of joy, abundance, there's freedom. And there's also monetary abundance. So it's in all realms. Love. Abundance of love. Allow yourself to receive right here. Just take a few more really, really big, deep breaths. Notice if you're feeling like you're able to let go here, if there's any change you need to make. So I'm going to read, this is called The Preciousness of Life. This is by Bala Pandita Sutta. So the preciousness of life. There is a blind turtle, innumerable kalpas old, living at the bottom of the sea and surfing for air every 100 years, and a wooden cattle yoke waiting for it amongst the waves. The likelihood that the turtle pops its head through the hole in the cattle yoke when surfacing is said to be greater than the likelihood of being born human. The gift of life is such a privilege. Why waste another moment? Allow your legs to stretch out off the block, stretch the legs to the floor. Stretch your arms out, create a star shape in your body. Take some long, deep breaths. Maybe staying in this star shape or adjusting slightly towards Shavasana, whatever feels really intuitive right now to close. Sometimes I actually end in star shape, but you choose. Just settling into your shape and in the most receptive mode. So what does it feel like when you're in the receptive mode? you're receiving and allowing the path of energy to flow through you. Begin to move and stretch, whatever feels good here. When you're ready, rolling to one side and coming to seated. Namaste. All right. See. All right. If you need